So I watched Scoop on Netflix overnight, and what did I think? There was never a moment where I thought, "Oh my God, I'm so bored," and I flipped the channel. You know how I am, where I have like a very short attention span for a lot of this stuff, and 10 minutes in, I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm so bored." I was never bored. And this is what, how long is this? This is 1 hour and 29 minutes long. So it was good. I think it was well done. And I like this actor, Rufus Sewell, I think his name is. Correct me if I'm wrong. He's a good actor. Um, Jillian Anderson was very good as well. Is she the one who played um, Margaret Thatcher in The Crown? Her energy seemed like the Margaret Thatcher in The Crown, and I thought she was very good. About the subject matter and the material and this individual, Prince Andrew, um, what can I say? I mean, that hasn't already been said. I mean, look, he kept some very strange bedfellows, didn't he? And he was just so presumptuous and arrogant about it, and really feeling like so entitled. You can see that in, presumptuous, arrogant, entitled person who really believes in his superiority. They really have bought into the press, their press of like they are superior, they are their royal highnesses. And these ancient titles, I think, are just so misplaced in the society we live in today, the modern world. Your Royal Highness. I mean, highness of what? It's like, what? You know, I mean, if that ever meant that someone was superior and they had superior values and superior morality and superior this and superior that, I think those days clearly are long behind us. And I think that, the British people need to start to rethink this. I mean, they have to rethink. I mean, it's okay to have a monarchy and a king and queen and so on, but they need to be consciously aware of what this is saying and what it all means and what they are agreeing to. And I don't think they're conscious about it anymore. I think it has been so deeply ingrained in them for generations and generations of them and their families going back 1,000 years that there's this monarchy and the people are superior and they are their majesties and their royal highnesses, and they go to the parades and they wave like lunatics. I mean, with all respect, that is deserved, frankly. And they take it for granted and they don't think about it anymore. They don't think about what it's actually saying, that these people are so blue bloods and they are superior, and the people they govern are commoners. And so it's so pejorative, it's so clearly, you know it's a form of bigotry even, but they don't see it anymore, and neither does the royal family. It's also ingrained in them, you see. And so that's why Andrew just didn't really think that there would be any consequences for, his the friends that he kept and the behaviors that he engaged in. I mean, he's lucky, frankly, that it ended the way it ended and it didn't sort of, because that easily, I mean, if he was like a P. Diddy or something, I mean, that could have been an ugly situation. I mean, even for Epstein and people like Epstein and people like, what was the other one in the film industry? The fat guy. There was Epstein, and then there was Harvey Weinstein, Epstein and Weinstein, and these type of people paid consequences. Never mind the P. Diddy's of the world. I mean, let's see what happens with him. Everything is alleged until he's proven to have been guilty. But This guy here, he never admitted guilt, obviously, but he did pay this woman a staggering amount of money. Was it 12 million pounds? You don't put that kind of money in somebody's bank account. I mean, it's like me going and making ridiculous assertions, and he puts $12 million in my bank account, and there's nothing at all to it. I never even met the man, and I think at one point he's even saying he's never even met her. So in that case, you just don't put that kind of money into someone's bank account if it's true. I mean, you fight at least a little bit, you know what I mean, to clear your name. So where there's smoke, there's fire with this, obviously, and he's just really lucky that he's a royal highness, right, quote unquote, because otherwise, the consequences obviously would have been very, very different. And obviously, he would like for it all to go away, and the royal family has basically taken him back into the fold. I mean, even though he doesn't have forward-facing public duties, I mean, just the other day, he was basically leading the family to one of those services. Was it the memorial of Constantine? And he has really suffered no real consequences. He still has his big beautiful castle. They got Harry and Meghan thrown out of Frogmore so that one of his daughters could have that. He's still on his brother's peril. He suffered no real consequences, really. And yeah, but it was very, very interesting. I've always enjoyed English movies. They have a way with film, and the decor, the set, I just everything. I really, really loved it. The shoes, the boots, loved it, loved it, loved it. So yeah, I would recommend you watch it if you haven't seen it. I mean, just from a sort of cinematographical perspective, it was very good TV. um so yeah.